Yo, what is going on? Thank you for coming to meet me wherever you are in the world. I saw some folks from New Zealand, New Jersey. Weirdly, sound like they're similar places. They're two very different places. My name's Andre LaRoe. I'm a Brooklyn-based visual artist. That means I primarily am a photographer, but I also direct short films, and I'm in the process of starting to do more commercial video work. Today, we're going to talk about Lightroom, and we're going to talk about Adobe Express. Um, for social media to be successful, it is parts promotion and parts community. The community is the main part, but in that you shouldn't get lost with your friends want to see what you're doing. They want to celebrate you. And you know this right now because of algorithms and kind of the way the internet is set up now, it's difficult for us to even share things with our own community. So what do? Well, we should share our work repeatedly, tastefully, and in new and fresh ways. And Adobe Express is a really helpful way for me to do that. Today, we're going to talk about how I use Express as a publishing tool for my work, for client work, for social media work, and also for mood boards. And I just encourage you, whether you're a photographer, an illustrator, graphic designer, a letterer, like literally anything, this is a tool you can use to like be better at presenting. It seems silly, but it's a really big part of your job. I think so many of us are excited just to say, hey, we made this really cool thing. But if no one knows about it, it doesn't always do us the best, do us well. So we're gonna get into this. I'm gonna get a little screen share going. Just popping up right now. Y'all can see that I had my Instagram open for a second. If you choose to follow me, you can find me there. We're actually going to start in Lightroom. So Lightroom is a cloud-based photo editing and storage app. It's pretty cool. It has a ton of functionality, and I'm going to show you today how I use it and how it's going to feed into Express. So if you look over in Lightroom, you're going to see a couple intense things. First, main thing I want to point out about Lightroom, if you are new to photo editing or you're still trying to get a full hang on all of the tools in Lightroom, there's so many things to check out. You want to go ahead and peep these learn and discover sections. They're really awesome because they allow you to understand how other folks edit and to get free presets from those people. On any application you have, if you have Lightroom on your tablet, on your computer, on your phone, you can immediately go over to this free stuff and learn. You can they're like these mini textbooks. Shout out to Alexis Hundley. You can hit start tutorial. You can see what people are into, and click through and understand how people edited things. We don't have time to get into all of it today, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention. All right. So you'll see that the other thing I want to point out is you see on the left, I have all these folders that are based on years. It's really important for me, since I photograph a lot, to organize my images in a way that I can find them again easily. So each year, let's go to 2021, last year, you'll see that I have the year, then I have it organized in month, year, day. And so what I do with that is I can go through and say, when did I shoot that again? Check my calendar, and then I can pull up some images that I made. So today, the reason I bring that up is as we're going to make a deck or a treatment for a client, we want to make sure that we know where we're finding our images and pulling them up from. So this is a set of images that I pulled. I love when I accidentally do that. That I pulled to present to clients. Oh my God, I did it again. Sorry, everybody. That I pulled to show to clients that like wanted to see some images, like a huge swath of my work. So those clients aren't always. Wow, sorry, everybody. Okay, let's try this again. So I guess I got choked up because Express was so beautiful. So clients wanted to see a swath of my work. Sometimes people go to your website or your Instagram and your work isn't all there. It's in a lot of different places. And so it's important to present the work to a client based on what they're looking for. So if we go over to Express just for a moment, we can see that in the past, if you go to photo projects, that I've made different carousels. So like one thing I want to point out, I love to make these like collages of my work. And before you could, a new thing in Express you can do is you can add multiple pages. So you can build a deck in there. Before I would build decks in Express, I would export these that I would design and put them directly into my client decks. This is something I did when I taught the Eddie Adams workshop, you can see I'm showing different parts of my work, short film I made, and you can see right in here is the same layout of image that you're seeing here, made right here in Adobe Express. And so it is a tool that is like hella pervasive, hella helpful, and something you can use to make people see your work and work with you. So the file that Armada is so kind and helpful to share is the template we're going to work from today. So just so y'all know it's real, I'm going to go ahead and copy the same one over that you have access to show you what it means when you remix something. So we're going to hit Remix Design created by myself. This is a really simple little treatment you can do. For example, sometimes I'll do vertical treatments when I know a client will look at it on their phone, just to show people what I'm thinking of and how I'm working. So what a treatment is a selection of your images, sometimes with text that say, this is how I intend to photograph this project that you're doing. So what's up, Just Joe Knows? Okay, my girl. Shout out to everybody that's in my Discord in here. I appreciate y'all. And I will put some links in later if y'all want to follow my Discord, YouTube, any of those things. But we have a short amount of time to get right into Express. You can find me on the internet really easily. It's under with you, so you can continue to find more educational things that I've done because I'm passionate about community and making it accessible to you. So accessibility, Adobe Express. It is free. It allows you to make dynamic layouts for treatments. So I showed you that I use them in Keynote. I showed you that I'm using them in client things. Here's me making one right now. So I made this for y'all because I think this is a problem that folks have. Sometimes they have horizontal photos, they have vertical photos, they want to lay them out in a way that's tasteful. I put this in more of a grid style, so it feel really similar to how we feel when we look at Instagram. It feels organized and my images are together. But like, let's say I know, for example, that I want this to feel more travel oriented. So I want to pull out a couple photos and switch them out. So what do I do? So let's see. Let's take this photo of this family. I love this photo. I took it in Alaska, but it doesn't really work for what I want here. I'm going to head over here. You see immediately when I select a photo, it gives me some options. It gives me replace, delete. I can put a solid color there. I can even rotate the image if I wanted to. I shouldn't. That's terrifying. But I have a lot of options immediately. And I can always go back right to the right orientation. I can put filters on it, enhancements. But let's just go to replace. Let's just replace the image. And you can see I get some things from Adobe Stock immediately. But for the folks that take a lot of their own images, let's hit alternate sources. Let's go to Lightroom. And you'll see this direct integration to Lightroom, where now work I've done is popping up right here and now. So sorry, y'all. I'm going to pull up an image for a presentation that feels more like travel, like this photo, another photo I took in Alaska. A photo that you can see people kind of leisurely resting. And then let's take out this other photo of me where I'm photographing. Or you know what? The photo I pulled, this is a better horizontal than is a vertical. So how do I switch it in an easy way? Honestly, I just pull it over, right? You want to see me do it again? So just click and drag, and you can move it around. Another thing you can notice is here, you have all these little pulls, so you can change the size of your cells, right? You can also just Command Z, go back to what you're doing. There's a lot of functionality, and it's a really intuitive way for you to make an easy layout. Now, some of you are like, well, what if I don't want it to look like if I don't want it to look like this? Like, what if I wanted the layout to have some images that are all uniform or bigger or smaller? Well, I can just click layout, and over here, there's a lot of suggested ones. So these will give me it'll just move the images around. And then like, let's say I like this setup, but I think maybe I don't love where the images are and I don't want to like piecemeal drag them around. So I'll just hit shuffle and keep moving them around until I find something that I think works well with what I want. So remember, we were going to move this image out. So let's do that. Let's go back. Let's go to replace. Let's go back to alternate sources. And Lightroom, you can also integrate with Dropbox, which is something that I do. I publish most of my final work with Dropbox right then and there. And so it's really easy for me to take some of my final pieces and place it directly into an Adobe Express piece. Okay, so let's take one more little travel feeling image. I don't think any of these do a good enough job. Let's go back to present. We'll pull this image of my friend playing some pool and throw it in there. So now we've replaced that photo that was me working in the studio with another travel photo. And then lastly are these guys laughing, and we have something that feels generally like a travel image. So what you're seeing me doing while I'm talking is I'm clicking on the image, the edges allow me to expand the cell, but when I'm inside the cell, I can drag and move the image so that I'm getting the best crop available to me. So that's a very basic thing I can do. Now, let's say you're like, all right, but like, if I'm going to make this a treatment, then I'm going to need multiple pages. So what did I used to do? If you go back to projects, you'll see some of my old work. So like I said here, you can get a look at, this is a like YouTube thumbnail that I've made. Another one, if you like want to learn about the M1 Ultra Max Studio, it's a review I did. But let's go to some past photo projects. So y'all can see, not even joking, that I did a treatment for TIAA, Buffalo Wild Wings, and even things for a bandana portrait client. And so before, what I used to have to do is you make these each separately. So we're going to get into mood boards in a minute, but just to touch on it, a treatment is something you're presenting to a client to say, how am I going to deliver on this piece? A mood board is a little bit different because what it allows you to do is you can use images or pieces that aren't your own, and you can say, this is how I want things to feel. Maybe this is what I want the light to look like. This is what I want the movement to be like, etc. So if you're watching from the Discord, if y'all could drop a Discord invite, like Just Joe, Andy, anybody that's in here, I really appreciate it. So something to look at here is, this is a mood board that I made. Sorry, guys. This is a mood board that I made that was about the movement I wanted for this Bandits Bandanas piece. So Bandits Bandanas is a California-based bandana company. And like bandanas, if you think about them, they're useful, but like the way they're best marketed is like the idea of like a rebel. So you're seeing all this movement, you're seeing people outdoors, you're seeing things flying around. And so that was kind of the energy I wanted for this shoot. And so I pulled a mood board, and you'll see none of these images are actually mine. And then what I would do for my clients is, oh, sorry, y'all. Pull that back up. Just had a little snafu. Let's get back to old bandit. Oh, picked the wrong one. Excuse me, everybody. Sorry. Also, if you have questions, please write them in the chat. I can see it. I am present. I'm looking. So as we look at this image, I guess Express is just being a little funny. Sorry, y'all. 1 second. Let's try this page. For some reason, the tools I have aren't here, but it's all right. So let's say we finish the design. We love it. We want to export it. It's just worth pointing out, after you finish, you can select a piece. You can move it to another folder. You can invite other people to it. Or you can just right click and hit share. You can invite other people to check it out. You can also hit publish. You can have it ready for Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can email it to people. Or instead of publishing it, you can do what I like to do. Just realized that Discord sound is on. Sorry, y'all. What I like to do is tap on the image, and you can just download it. You can download it PNG or PDF or JPEG. So that's really important. So a PNG allows you to scale it, so you can place it in something like a Keynote. A PDF, if remember before, you couldn't make multiple pages in Express, you could export as a PDF and then put them all together collated, or you can export as a JPEG and post it, or have it ready to share with a client. Something else to point out is, oh yes, so Angela asked if you can watch this feed after presentation. Yes, you can 100% watch this after the presentation. Before me, for the last couple days, we've had really talented people. Andrew, Jesus, Elise, tomorrow, Miss Katrina, all presenting different ways that you can use Adobe Express. Like, think of it this way. You are spending money to use the Adobe Creative Cloud, right? You are creating beautiful work, and to keep making more work, people need to know about it. And so I use Express to take my work and publish it, have it ready, let it know it's finished, and share it. So like, once again, if you look at this page, you can see different images of mine used in different ways for Instagram stories, for YouTube, for client work. So let's get back into that client work. So we were just in our working file. We moved our things around. We had a nice time. Now we want to like make this more of an actual treatment. So we replaced images. We have two options. If you notice that down here, it says one. If you can't see it, I'll zoom in for you. Right down here, it says one. There's also an add page button and a duplicate page. There's also this view all pages. So view all pages lets you see all the pages you have going on, which is pretty cool. So let's duplicate our page because generally with treatments, we don't just have one page. And for time's sake, I'm not going to replace every one of these images, but I am going to replace a couple more so y'all can get an idea of what I'm thinking. So let's take this photo. I love this photo. And instead, we're just going to, let's upload some photos actually. So we're not all using just my images, but show you that you can pull images from anywhere. Oh, Levita Creative said, I love Express, but does it offer a feature where you can snap an image onto a product, like a lifestyle photo through design? I don't see. Oh, now Levita Creative, I actually don't know the answer to that. I'm assuming you're saying like to help you design a piece of apparel or something. That might be a question for Armand or some of the folks that work at Adobe that might be watching. So please stay tuned or ask me that question. You can email it to me or DM it to me. My name is Andre Leroux. It's very easy to find, and I will find the answer for you, but I do not know the answer to that question because I don't use Express in that way. So let's just pull a couple more photos. Let's pull like a little bird collective photo, you know, something kind of fun, and pull this photo of Laura. She loves when I take photos of her. And so we'll pull one more just for argument's sake. Or no, you know what? We're just going to replace this with solid color so y'all can see the things that you can do. So even if you want to make that a text box. Now, we have our page one. We have our page two. Maybe we need a title page. So we're going to make, if you hit for new page instead of duplicate, you'll see it'll give you options for sizing, like same size as this page, something for Instagram, Instagram stories, Facebook, a letter, a poster, or something that's custom. Let's just do same as this page. Now, immediately you're like, oh, this is white. What do I do? Well, if I go back to this page, go to colors, you'll see that these are my current colors. So if you go over to the next page, there it is. It's right there, ready and waiting for you. You go to colors, it'll just tell you what your current colors are. So you don't have to like eyedropper, paint bucket tool. You're just ready to go. And so now let's do a title page. So what's cool is there's a lot of like pretty simple design, but it's broken up in a way that helps you understand how you want to use it. So headlines is a great example. This is a treatment, and we know that it's going to be for something that's mobile first. So let's get something that feels like it is vertical, like this design. So 10 minutes to change your life. First, I know you need to make it a little bit bigger. And the next thing is when I double click, folks have asked me this question. Your text changes here, but you see it in this top right corner. So instead, I can go ahead and say something like, iPhone summer portrait session. Are you placing raw images from Lightroom, or does Express convert in the transfer? Mike, that's a good question. I don't know. There are raw images from Lightroom. I would imagine that Express does something to them. But I will leave that to someone else to answer. I'm actually not sure. That's an under the hood question. So while we wait that out, we're going to make this a little bit wider, I think, a little bit bigger. And we can also change like how the text looks. I actually don't center my things very often, but here we can have something like this, just iPhone summer portrait session. So now we can move our first page up. We should do something that I just clicked and dropped that, but I'm going to say by Andre Leroux. Not BB Andre, but by Andre Leroux. Then instead of me worrying about maybe making the size super small, I'm going to drag this to make my cell wider. and then I'm just gonna size it down a little bit. And I have like a very simple little treatment. So when a client says like, hey, do you shoot headshots? You can say, oh, here, or hey, have you photographed this before? You can say, oh, here. And so then the images that I pulled, it's worth pointing out, I have them organized in my Lightroom ready to go. But something that's super helpful is, let's say you don't have them ready to go and you're trying to rush. Let's replace this image again. So you know this process already. We're gonna hit replace. We'll go to Lightroom. One super cool thing is over here it says search all photos. If you type in something like lake, you'll see that it uses Adobe Sensei, and it's a smart tool that helps me look for pictures of lakes. And so I can throw in this photo from when I went to Lake Tahoe with my friends. This is a shout out to someone that I know is watching the stream, my guy. And I can pull in that image so I make sure that I have more images to show an example of how I lay things out. And then we'll do one more just so you can kind of see it. We're going to choose an image here. This time we'll go back to Lightroom. You can use stock things as you have before. And let's do like one little outdoor portrait lifestyle, give you a sense of maybe when you travel, you want to bring your family along. And so now the client's like, wait, wow, like these are some images that this person can take. Okay, yeah, I want to hire them. So, your page one, you have title page, text easy. That's a great font, by the way. I should look it up. What is this? All the fonts are great. You access them through Adobe fonts. You have a huge library of things to check out. This is called Ivy Presto. Okay, bet. Then next we have maybe first set of images, second set of images, and we can make a third page. We can put in text that says, during my process, I bring 2 phones and I photograph in this way. My goal is for my clients to feel very comfortable. You can contact me here and these are my available dates. Like sometimes that presentation, people respect it, right? You think about some of the best food you've had. Sometimes the thing that puts it over is how it's presented. So you and your work, how it's presented online, really, really matters. So let's say this isn't for a deck. Just really quickly, I want to point out one thing I really love about this tool. If you pop over and you go to resize, you can change your entire project's dimensions. And you know what? Since I want to export this, we're not going to do it with this one. We have our iPhone portrait session piece right here. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to share it. You can, like I said, you can invite so other people can be part of it. You can publish it so it's up on the internet, or you can download it. And if we can make it a transparent thing, but let's go make it a PDF. Let's start downloading. Now, look what I found. Scales well, text looks good. Oh, oh, sorry, y'all. I only exported page 1. I'm so sorry. You see over here where it says download, there's download this page and all pages. Well, actually, I didn't really do it. It was on purpose. You want to make sure that you hit this page and you want to go to all pages so you can export everything. Download as a PDF. Give it a moment. Anyone have any questions? Or let me put some of my links in here. So if y'all choose to follow me later, you can. Oh, no, that's an Adobe Express thing. So now if I pop over my downloads on my Mac, what is that what's that I see? My images ready to go. Give it 1 second, actually. My computer's probably a little spooked because I have it running 10,000 things at once. Apologies to my favorite boy. But yeah, there it is. Ready to go. Exported, looking good. And it feels more professional than sending some images or saying just look for photos on my Instagram, or even sending links. Clients are lazy, but they're not dumb. And so make it easy for them to find your best work by publishing it. Publish it with Adobe Express like I do, and get it ready for long decks, for things for Instagram, YouTube, whatever. So since we have an extra little moment, I wanted to point out a few things. So yeah, just Joe, it's like you can 100% use it for your digital portfolio. If nothing else, it could help you figure out how you want to lay your images out. You could even like use these different layout tools, remixing them until you're like, oh, maybe my website should look like this. And then you can draw it out, and that can be an inspiration for you. So if y'all look at my Instagram, look at this guy. You see this? You see this? Do they look familiar? Right? And so let's say that I wanted to publish this. Let's duplicate this because I don't want to change anything. Let's say duplication. Give that a second. And so now I have a duplicate edited, ready to go. If I want to take this and make it more available, like make it available for Twitter, for YouTube, I can go to resize. And now, do you see that it's actually set up for Instagram portrait? Because once again, see it sitting here on Instagram? See how it's sized up so it's as big as possible in that space? That's not on accident. So now, let's say I want my mom and her friends to see it on Facebook. See how it could constantly resizes, and I'm not beholden to where it places the text. I can move this text over. Like the thing I want to kind of drive home to you is this is a tool. This is a finishing tool. You did all the work already. Now let's make sure people can see it, right? So once again, really quickly, in Lightroom, if you want to learn more about editing, you can go over to learn and discover. Once you have work that you really, really like, you want to make sure that you can organize it in a way that's easy to find. And then when you're ready to publish it, you can put it in Express and you can have it ready to go, ready to share to a client. Is there a way to, hey, Andrew, is there a way to add a link in Express? That's what Lavita Creative is saying. For example, make a page to link to a bio or just a QR code. There is a QR code feature. Give me 1 second. I believe it should be here. It's right here. It says generate QR code. So you put in a website and you generate a QR code and you can export it or download it right here. Let's just do express.adobe.com because that's what we have time for. And then we can go ahead and export it there. That hopefully that's helpful. Yes, and you can publish right to social media, KC says. So I know I have about 90 seconds left, so let's go through here. We're going to take this. Here is my thing I made for YouTube. We're going to share, publish, and you can post it directly in. There's like a content scheduler that you can do directly into social. I'm not going to do it right now, but that's how that works. And also this wouldn't be the best thing to post because it's not set properly. Tomorrow, Katrina is presenting. Please come back and see that. She's supremely talented. Thank you so much for coming. It means a lot that y'all spent your time. If you have more questions about Express, please DM me. Once again, my links are right there for my Discord, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever works for you. My name is Andre Leroux, and I'm very appreciative of you. Thank you so much, and see Katrina tomorrow. You can see this upload, I think, later today or tomorrow, as well as the other ones in the past from Jesus, Elise, and Andrew. Thanks, everybody.